Okay, this next assignment's very easy, but you've never done anything like it before. It says you have $600 in your bank account. You take money out of the account at a rate of $30 per month. Write an equation that represents how much money you have. All right. Now, we have two units in the problem. We have dollars and months, so those units are related, okay? The number of how much money I have is related to how many months I've spent the money. So, what I do in this box is I have written my two labels down, months and money, okay? Now, which one of those represents a time, a unit of time? Time would be like seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, weeks, years, okay? This is your time unit, okay? I'm going to put time. That always is going to equal our x variable. So the times are x, and then the other unit, the other label is our y. And what I do then is I'm going to discover the rate of change between the two variables. And what I do, rate of change means per, okay, P-E-R. And the y label goes on top, the x label on bottom, okay? And that works that way every time. The y label goes on top, the x label on bottom. So read through that problem. How much dollars do we have per month? What's the dollars per month rate? Well, it says we're taking money out at a rate of $30 per month. So we're taking away the money, so negative 30 is the rate of change. That's all we do in this box, okay? All right, now what you see is a line. It's like a graph, okay, even though we haven't really graphed yet. You have a starting point. The x being 0, that means no months have passed, but I'm going to need to know how much money was in that account for the y. And then as the action starts, the m is multiplied by the x because it's $30 per month, so that would be negative 30 times the month. So my m is just replaced with that negative 30. Just put negative 30. Now, prior to you taking $30 out per month, how much money did you have in the account? You had $600. So we put $600 here. Okay? And we always put a plus sign right there. That's the operator. Now, here's how you write the equation. You started with 600. And then write your plus operator. And every month you're adding negative 30, but because it happens every month, it needs to be multiplied by the number of months, which is the x variable. So we put an x on that 30. And then equals a new y. Okay? 600 plus negative 30x equals y. That's all you need to do. Okay, my next problem. The water level of a swimming pool is 15 feet in the deep end. Due to water evaporation, that elevation changes by a rate of negative 0.25 feet per day. Write an equation that represents the water's height. So, what are the two units that are underlined here? Feet and days. We want to put those here. You can set this up yourself. Okay. Which one of those is a measurement of time? Okay, remember, time is always the x variable. That would be days. And then the other unit's y. So you write per, P-E-R, and then the y label goes on top, feet. The x label goes on bottom, feet per day. So what's the feet per day rate? Negative 0.25. That's the rate of change. Okay, so on the line, before any days passed, the water was a certain number of feet tall. And then from there we add what's happening every day, which is negative 0.25. So I put negative 0.25 in for this M letter. Okay, now before the negative 0.25, we had 15 feet. So 15 is going here. And now you can write your equation. You started at 15 feet. That's your beginning point. And then the operations to add. Negative 0.25, but it doesn't just happen once. It happens every day. So we need to put an X on that because it needs to be multiplied by the days. and then equals y. Okay, so 15 feet plus negative 0.25 times the number of days that have passed equals my new feet. Okay. Okay, a skydiver begins at an elevation of 600 feet. When he descends, he travels through the air at a rate of 20 feet per day. And he travels downward, okay? I did not put that, I screwed that. But he dives, he descends, so he's going down. Travels at air at a rate of 20 feet per second. Write an equation that represents the skydiver's elevation. Okay, so the two labels are feet and seconds. Which one of those is a measurement of time? The time unit is always equal to x. So seconds is x, and then the feet would be y. And when I set up my rate of change with the per, the y label goes on top. It's always y label per x, and then seconds on bottom. Okay, now what's the feet per second? That'd be 20. Now he's going down, so it's negative 20. That's all we need there. Okay, so I have a beginning point here, and then I'm adding the rate of change, and then that equals a new y. Okay, now we know the negative 20 is the rate of change, so get this m out of here, and you replace it with negative 20. Now before the negative 20, how many feet did we have? Before any seconds had passed, because x being 0 means no time has passed. So before that 20 feet per second, how high was the skydiver? He was 600. Okay, so my equation, I begin at 600, and then I add negative 20. But because that happens every second, and I don't know how many seconds passed, we need the x on that. Then equals y. So really not hard. You don't have to make any calculations. You just need to write an equation.